Hi, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade small group leaders. We're preparing for February 28th in our series called Because He Lives. I am so excited about this series. We're going to do some things that we've never done with kids. We're going to have some discussions that we've probably never had with any kid. I know I haven't necessarily always had these conversations with my kids at my house. And I'm sad to know that as I'm looking at this now, for younger kids, that I didn't have that discussion. But that doesn't mean I can't start now and talk about it with them and help them find ways that they could share this truth with other people. So in this series of lessons, we're taking a look at Holy Week. And you may have come up through a faith or a denomination of church that helped you understand Holy Week better than sometimes we do in the Baptist church. I know I did in the Methodist church. It was very much a part of our every Easter. And so we are going to get the chance to do that with kids as we break this up into 6 different lessons across 6 different weeks. So we get to do it for 6 whole weeks, not just 1 week, so that we can understand the significance of this Holy Week and what it prepares us for. Our first lesson is on the triumphant entry. And the triumphant entry is one of those markers within Jesus's ministry on earth that all of us need to take notice of. There were a few things that happened in this when he rode the donkey into town. First off, we see that there was prophecy come to life. The things that Zechariah had said hundreds of years before, we're beginning to see happen. And we can count on those things happening even now as we wait for Jesus's return. If we can remember that God made those promises happen then we can remember now that God is going to continue to make those promises happen. And there's some things we should be looking for as we wait for Jesus's return, just like the people in this time. The other thing to notice is that Jesus rode a donkey. A donkey is not typically an animal that people would consider a kingly animal. A donkey is a work animal. And so that God would choose yet again an humble way to show his kingdom is a huge picture for us to understand. God's picture is so different than the picture that we create and the worldly picture that we create for a kingdom. And so it's going to be so fun as you talk about this today. I'm so excited about your activity. But before we get there, let me show you some of the other fun things that you have. Your social activity, you have a couple different games that you can play. And I'm leaving this up to you as a small group leader. You have a large egg filled with some prizes. And then you have this script that you're supposed to read. I don't know if you've ever played a game like this, but what you do is you have everybody sit in a circle, give someone the egg and tell them they can't open it till the very end. And then when you say the word right, they're supposed to pass the egg to the right. And when you say the word left, they pass the egg to the left. And there are right and left words in your script that you can read. Fun fact to know as you read this script, this is the Easter story. So, if we read this script, then kids are going to begin to hear the Easter story every week. And hopefully some of these things will sink in for them as well. Then the other activity you have some bunny feet and some bunny ears and rings, so that you can play a ring toss game. I know many of you have been breezing through your activities, and so this time I gave you 2 so that you had something to fill some more time if you would like to fill more time once you have played one of these games. You don't have to play both of them, but if you have time and can, they both are very good games for you to play. Now remember, these social activities are for you to build relationships with the kids. Many of our kids we don't know real well, and so as we begin to build some shared experiences with them, then we can begin to tell them bigger things about who God is and then begin to build trust with them. And playing games is one of the most non-threatening ways that kids can come, especially new kids, can come be a part of our group, because they don't have to know how to do anything to be a part of these games. It's not requiring knowledge that they already know. All they need to do is just join in the game and come be a part of what you guys are doing and the shared experience. Then your small group activity, can you tell I'm excited? You have a bag full of Legos, a Lego mat, and hopefully, if it comes in, a backdrop that looks like a Minecraft game. And I know that there are still kids playing Minecraft. I sat next to a young girl on a plane at Christmas who was so excited to explain to her dad how she built her kingdom within Minecraft. And that's what we're focusing on today. Your kids know what Minecraft is. Since we don't have video games or enough player games that we can have everybody play Minecraft together, we're going to make a non-digital version of Minecraft, and they are going to get the chance to build their kingdom. But as is true in every building project, everybody doesn't do everything. So work together as a team to figure out who is best at what part of the building project. And as you begin to build your team that can build your kingdom, talk about the different things that you would need in a kingdom. We're trying to really get their brain going, help them think about what is a kingdom, because we want to turn the corner a little bit after that's all done and talk about how it could be possible that the Israelites were looking for a different kind of king, because we, if in the same position, we would be looking for a different kind of king as well. And I encourage you, look at your leader guide. There's a really good couple of sentences here right in the middle to explain what it is that you need to focus on in this activity. And so I encourage you, please use that leader guide. You can read it word for word off of the paper. It's okay. Kids are not going to care, and that can help guide your conversation. You also have some really great discussion questions. I encourage you to focus on the last 3 questions. How can we know Jesus is the Messiah, the Son of God? What does it mean to live even if you die? And how do you feel when you think about... That's not the right questions. Oh no, you have the wrong questions. The questions are different. So I will put the right questions in there. I thought as I was reading them that that's the different one that I read for my other lessons. So actually what you're going to do is you're going to ask, why do you think the people welcome Jesus with such excitement? When do you feel most excited to worship Jesus? And why do you think some people reject Jesus? So I will make an edit and get that ready for you guys. Sorry about that. That's why we make these videos, is so I can catch some of those things. And so focus on those questions. Last activity, if you get to it, focus on everything else first, because that's the most important thing that we do. If you need something else to do, your key passage helps remind us that we use the Bible as a way to understand who God is and his instructions for us as well. So we made a puzzle for you. You can put the puzzle together and then focus on the key words that are highlighted in your leader guide. Also, and I know you may want to use this particularly in between services, there are some group games, digital group games that you can play that are a part of your Roku. If you have a Roku channel, or if you have a media shout, they should be at the end of your media shout that you could play in between the two services. I would encourage you to work on everything else first, and then use those as time fillers if you would like, or you can always go back to your social activities. So that is your lesson, and I can't wait to hear how your kingdom building goes. In fact, I may come around and get some pictures and watch in as you guys have that discussion. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I love you guys. I'll see you soon.